All right, sounds like I'm on. Sounds like the audio is working. Always good to have your audio working for a show. Okay. All right, now let other pages. One second here. One second here, folks. What am I doing? More options. Okay. Let's share this to the Chiller Night Escape Experience and to the Chiller Night group page. Yeah. Did I just share that to the Chiller Night group page? I think I did. I'll find out later tonight. Okay. We'll find out later. How's okay. I think we're all right. Oh, we are not all right. I got to open up my chat real quick. I still have another minute. Still have another minute. Download for Windows. It's weird. Something changed in OBS, or not OBS, but in Restream, so that every week now I have to download something for chat. And I don't understand this. Because if I don't do this, I can only see like one chat at a time, which is impossible when I've got like over 100 or whatever comments coming in. And I think I lost it. Nope, it's still spinning. All right, I got a little spinny thing there. Okay, now there are some chats on here already. Let's see. Tom says, hello all. Hey, Tom. Sheila says, finally, I didn't miss the alert. All right, cool, cool, cool. Roger says, good evening. Good evening, Roger. And speaking of good evening, all right, good evening myself. All right, and it is 8 o'clock, time to begin. Hey everybody, this is Bryan Hogue. Welcome to the Chiller Night Live pre-show, where from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until a few minutes shy of 9 p.m. I sit here, I chat with you fine, frightened folks, you chiller maniacs, about the upcoming Chiller Night theater programming. It comes on Stream TV beginning at 9 p.m. and we run 4 episodes of Chiller Night Theater, and that takes us till about 3:30 in the morning. So hope you're ready for some scary movies, some good old chillers, because that's what's headed your way. Sheila says, that's a bummer. What about the chat thing? About I have to, if that's what you're talking about, I have to do that every week now. Where before, I would get this screen that comes up where I can see everybody's, I don't know, I get so frustrated. Glam says, howdy all, Brian, Tom, Bonehead, Ava. Hey, Glam, thanks for joining us. Tom says, it's so lifelike. What? I missed something there. Sheila says, good evening, Roger and Glam. Let's see. Good one, Tom. You got me that time. Oh, you were responding to Bonehead. How's life, Tom? Ah, I see. Sometimes it takes me a minute to catch up on things. Sheila says, yes, the chat issue. That's what I figured. Yeah. John says, this episode is brought to you by the National Skin Council, reminding you that your skin will protect your vital organs from the dangers of the outside world. Ah, really nice. Skin, available in all sizes, colors, and age groups. This announcement is brought to you by Grozak the Grand. And now here's Chiller Night Pre-Show and your host, Bryan Hogue. Well, that's great that the available in all sizes, colors, and age groups. That is wonderful. All right, so tonight's episode brought to you by the Organ Skin. All right, so something Jack Shadow needs a bit more of. Let's see. Funhead says, Miss Glamfangs, our very own diva of dementia. Hello, everybody. SBC. Hey, SBC. Thanks for joining us. Victor says, what up, Chiller Night gang? Wow. Thanks for joining us, Victor. All right. So here, tonight, let me put up the schedule for tonight. Here we go. At 9 o'clock, Dementia 13. Speaking of dementia, Glam. Dementia 13. And at 10:35, the movie is Robot Monster. Then at 11:50, we're going to see The Creeping Terror. And then at 1:25 a.m., that's right, a.m., the wee hour of the morning, The Screaming Skull. So there you have it. There is tonight's lineup. All 4 movies of Chiller Night Theater coming right at you beginning at 9. Looks like a pretty good lineup. Those were fun. Those were from earlier in the year where we're having of course Jack Shadow's the host, the regular host, the normal host. No, not at all normal, but the regular host. And then I myself, as the good Samaritan that I am, have been standing in just to make sure that we're getting new episodes. A little bit more about that later on in the program. I'll touch on what's happening. So you might be seeing a little bit more of this guy when I start up the new shows, just so we can start up new shows. But I think things will balance out here. All right, so John says Facebook page is frozen. Uh-oh, is it? Facebook is frozen? Is everybody else seeing that? Is it frozen? I mean, I'm not questioning John's perception of that, but I'm just wondering, is it just on his end, or is it everybody? Huh. I don't know. Well, let's see. I can't tell. I can't tell. To me, everything's moving, but I don't know. I hope that's, if it was frozen, it's unfrozen. Somebody let me know how that's going. I can check it out. Bonin says, well, the gang's all here, so how's everyone's life and what's new since the last time we got to interact? Well, yeah, what is new for everybody? Tom says not frozen for me. Okay, maybe, John, maybe that's just on your end. I don't know how. I don't know, but maybe, let's see. Sheila says, cannot see John's comment on the freeze. John is on YouTube, that's why. You've got YouTube and Facebook viewers now, and you can't see each other. I can see both of you because I have like the you know, it's running through my restream, so I can see, you know, both YouTube and Facebook. But yeah, hopefully that was just John. I mean, we don't want John's to be freezing, but I'm glad it's not a widespread issue here. Loretta says, fine here on Facebook. All right, thank you, Loretta. Bonehead says, I haven't been in Facebook for a couple months. Forgot to look at that. Sheila says, oh, got it. Okay. Well, that is, yeah, it's kind of weird. The reason I take my glasses on and off, because I sometimes will watch this at a later time to see if, you know, I'd like to see if, does it look okay? Does it sound okay? And I do this, and that drives me nuts. But I have a reason for it. Obviously, I have reading glasses. These are readers. But when I look straight ahead, I can't keep them on, or things get a little blurry for me. So, because I can see way out there with no problem, but I don't know. For some reason, I felt compelled to explain that to you. I know it bothers me to see someone always doing this, but I have to. Kind of have to. SBC says, every time someone mentions Facebook, I think of the Evil Dead. Oh. Brian says, I am here. Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us here. Same, LOL, age. Yeah, I know. Otherwise, I'm like, you know, looking at my phone, playing the trombone, you know, trying to make out what's on it. Sometimes it's better than others, you know. Like I was on there a couple of days ago, just reading, and then it hit me like, oh, I don't have my glasses on, and I didn't know that. So it just kind of, it's all how strained my eyes are, I guess. Never wore glasses until my late 40s, probably. Or I'm going to say maybe not late 40s, but 46, I think, is when I started wearing reading glasses. So you need bifocals, Tom says. Does me a world of good. I have bifocals. I have them right here. The only problem is when I'm like this. Wait a minute. These are my these are my Buddy Holly looking glasses. But yeah, these aren't bad. These aren't bad. I can make out what's on the screen, and I can make out what's in front of me. Well, I'm just making out all kinds of ways. Let's see. Victor says, Bonehead, my wife and I are going to decorate a Toy Story party tomorrow with balloons and candy, but other than that, just work. Oh, all right. Terrence says, Brian, doing laundry tomorrow. Pray for me. Winter is coming. Okay, well, let's remember Terrence in our prayers as he's doing laundry tomorrow, and apparently winter is coming. Or so he thinks. I think it's a little off, but you know. Yeah. All right. Loretta says, when I hit 40, I needed readers. Ah, I wasn't too far behind yet. But Terrence says, Benjamin Franklin invented bifocals. Yeah. These are some funky looking glasses. I mean, I normally, I don't know. I've got so many glasses that I've tried. Now these are these bifocals? They are not. These are my work ones. I got paint flecks on them and all this stuff. But these are the ones I normally wear when I'm working. Anyway, Loretta said no winter. Yeah, I can wait. I can wait. You go ahead and do your laundry, but let's not rush winter. Loretta says, are your shows on YouTube? Yes, they are. I mean, not all of them, but we do have some of them. A selection of them are on YouTube. Probably more than not are on YouTube. The only problem is, oh, YouTube, YouTube really, uh, they're really particular. Sometimes they'll take them down, or they'll they'll fling these copyright notices at me. So I some of them aren't on YouTube, and some of them are. So I'll just put it that way. On the same channel that are you on? I should leave these on. Oh, you're on Facebook. Okay. But yeah, it's a Chiller Night, not Chiller Night Theater. It used to be Chiller Night Theater. Now it's just Chiller Night YouTube channel. So that's what you would go to find the episodes. I think I'll go back with these ones here. Renee says horror and sci-fi, the best. Loretta says on her Facebook too. What? The shows are not on Facebook. Now, there are exceptions. When we were doing the live shows, the Friday Night Frights, which we've done over the last several years, we've done quite a bit. Those ones are still on Facebook. Now, that was a live show, and you were seeing like, as if you were an audience sitting in an audience, like a studio audience in a way is the only way. You're kind of like the virtual studio audience. You're seeing all the glitches, all the mistakes. Not that there are a lot of mistakes, but you're watching the show live, which means the host, whether it be myself or Jack Shadow, has to, and now back to the Screaming Skull. Pause, pause, pause. I stand there and then, give my dramatic pause, and then I reach down and have to. So you're seeing all the stuff, like kind of behind the scenes stuff that gets edited out, and then what you see tonight on Stream TV is the complete edited episode. So let's see. Brian Yeager, what's up, boss? Hey, Brian. Brian, I was just looking at, one of those Facebook memories of Dark Horse Championship Wrestling. It just popped up the other day because it was, when was the last show we had? It was in, like, it's like 2015, I think. 15 or 16, but it was in August. I think it was like August 2nd. So that memory just came up a few days ago. And a lot of fun. You never know. You just never know. That stuff might come back. Let's see. Brian says, "Hope all is well. We need the Legend of the Legend of Boggy Creek. Great movie and awesome. We do. That is. Now I won't be able to do any new episodes until." Here's what's going to happen. Okay, you all know that. I guess I'll say all this to kind of explain what's going on here. Let me just put this up. Obviously, I've been working like crazy to get this escape room business going. There it is. The Chiller Night Escape Experience, horror-themed escape rooms. My first one is the Zombie Outbreak, which it says coming soon. So hopefully that's, I don't know. I was trying to be open by, I thought I'd be open by now, but I thought I was going to try to open up for the 12th of this month, but I don't know. I'm waiting. I mean, I'm still working on it, but I'm also waiting on stuff back from Harrisburg, because whether I do haunted houses, escape rooms, or professional wrestling shows, the state always has their hands in that stuff. So I always answer to somebody. I have to. I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm actually not going to complain about that, because like an escape room, a haunted attraction, for example, if I don't register with the state, it's a requirement. In the state of Pennsylvania, I register with the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. I don't know why. Rides and amusement. It's a section under the Department of Agriculture. I'm guessing because most of that was from the fairs and fairgrounds and stuff that they were doing. So, but haunted houses and escape rooms also fall under that category. And so I have to have a state level inspection and a local level inspection. Okay, and the same for my haunted houses. And I actually don't mind that, just because I wouldn't want my family members or friends or family going to somebody's haunted attraction or attraction like this, and it not be safe and they get hurt, and um, do they know what they're doing? I wonder about stuff like that, but I don't have to wonder too hard, because if they're registered, which is a requirement if you're having a haunted attraction or an escape room in the state of Pennsylvania, you have to be registered with the state. There is no way around that. So, and I actually think that's a good thing. Professional wrestling, you have to be, you have to go through the state athletic commission. So, but every I guess the point of all that is, I do have to a lot of stuff to do, a lot of juggling and stuff. Jason says, "Good evening, everyone." Hey, Jason, thanks for joining us. I know I'm really behind here. Let's see. Jason said, "I've been watching a lot of campy American International Pictures, Angry Red Planet, and the people that time forgot." American International. Ah, yes. Let's see. I'm going to. Brian says, "I hope that works great for you and the crew." Well, with the escape room, everything's running. Everything's going really, really well, and that's one of those things that I can't really give any. I can't really give too much away with that, because, escape room only has 2 or 3 rooms to it, so it's not like a haunt where maybe I could just change the angle of the picture and show you a little bit. This actually, there will be some of this that I will be showing a little soon, kind of soon, for the ad that will be coming up. So show you a little bit of that. Now, on saying that, let me tell you what else is going on. See this thing right here? Bam! Jack Shadow's Realm of Terror Haunted House. I'm probably gonna wait for that one, because I'll be building it. Let's put it this way: I could get it done. I could physically construct it. However, that would put me in the position that I was in for the last couple of years, where I've had the Harrisville Haunted House. It's, every once in a while somebody will come and help me. I know that Ava's been there a couple days, and we've got a lot of stuff done, and it was really productive. But for the most part, I mean, she can't always do that. That's a weekend thing if she's there at all, because of her work schedule. And I'm there by myself most of the time. Most of the time, it's just me in that building, just working away, working away, working away. And, I work all day, get up early, work all day, immediately, run out to my truck, and get in that, drive my 30 miles, work for hours, and then, drive my 30 miles back, and that's the end of that day. But I mean, I've been doing this now for the last several months, and we had a week vacation, which was nice in there. But for me to do that now with the haunted house, I just decided a couple days ago that I really don't want to do that. I'd rather take my time and build it at my leisure, rather than trying to get this thing up in 6 weeks or 7 weeks. There's no reason for me to be doing that, and so I'm really thinking I'm just going to take this year. I mean, I just don't. I'm burning the candle at both ends here, and I'm just. And here's another thing. I want to get out of there, realm of terror. Come on now. I want to get to Chiller Night Theater. I want to get back to my what I do here, and I would like to, as soon as the escape room's done, work on the Chiller Night Theater set, which won't. I could get that now. That could be set up in a probably a day or a couple days at the most, but I haven't been able to get started on that because I've been so busy with this escape room. So I think so I'm not beating myself up that bad. I think I'm going to just push the haunted house off to the side for now. And I've still got plenty for this Halloween. I get the escape room and Chill Night Theater. Maybe I could have some kind of a grand Halloween episode or something. So we'll see. But I'm just getting to where I don't see the need to have that, to push myself to have that haunted house this year. As much as I love them, I love just having a good life too, good quality of life, and it is just beat me up. Let's see. Glam says, I've been repeatedly watching Corpse Bride because YouTube posted it for free. That one's good. That's one good deed. Maybe YouTube is trying to turn itself around. LOL. Maybe. I don't know. Jason says, also the terror the terror beyond space, made in 1958, predicting Mars man space missions in 1973. I think we all thought that we'd be a little further ahead. I mean, at least when you look at the movies, you see like Back to the Future and stuff like that. Um, Soylent Green. That's taking place in the year 2022, and I don't know. Of course, I'm glad we're not there yet. We better not be there yet. Maybe they just didn't tell us. Terrence says, Brian, I saw the first 2 episodes of Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead reboot. Strongly recommended. Is the first episode available for free on YouTube? Oh, the first episode's available. Okay. I gotta say, I haven't watched Beavis and Butthead I don't know if I've ever watched a whole episode of it. I'm aware of it. I've kind of got a laugh here and there from it, but yeah, I was just I was surprised when you told me a couple weeks ago that they were doing that movie. I thought, wow, that was so 90s. That's funny though. Ava is sending me a heart. So thank you, baby. I appreciate that. Right back at you. Let's see. Let me get caught up, and then jump back a little bit. Let's see. Jason says, "I'll defend you, Brian. That's my wheelhouse." Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Let's see. Terrence says, "How boneheaded! I used all my napalm fighting off that leprechaun." Oh, I remember that. Oh, it was a battle like no other, from the description of it. Forgot about that. Bonehead says, "People that time forgot. Hey, they making exploitation movies about the old folks home again." Glam says, "Love that movie, Jason. For some reason, I really like the creature and the way he shuffles around making noises reminiscent of me in the morning." Let's see. I'm just trying to get a little caught up here. Oh, Sporty2000 says, "Hey, Brian, have you had the chance to preview Invasion of the Vampires or World of Vampires? I think either one of those would be great for the show." No. No, I haven't. Invasion of the Vampires or World of Vampires. I'm just gonna take a picture of that because, like, I've been so. I hate to keep saying I've been so busy. You hear enough of that and you just get tired of hearing it, I'm sure. All right, I'll just take a picture. There was somebody who was who told me about some zombie movies, like a zombie series of movies. And I started watching the one. I got like 5 minutes into it, and then I had to run off, and I was busy doing some stuff. I liked it. I liked the beginning of it. It just kind of had that neat, um, kind of a neat look to it. You know, I forget now what it was, but let's see. Bonin says, does anyone remember that movie from the 60s or early 70s about the college kids that take on Bigfoot? I think it's called Teenagers versus the Thing. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. Very vaguely. Yeah. That's all I can tell you. Um, is that what it was? Was it a Bigfoot? All right. Let me get caught up. I'm sorry I keep saying that, but I'm trying not to leave anything out. SBC says, our vision of the future was definitely better than our current present. No flying cars, and now the Cold War is back. Yeah, what am I doing? Let me get that. Yeah, now here's something interesting. Speaking of flying cars, George Jetson, I'm sure, I don't know, if you're on Facebook, I saw this several times scrolling through. They said that just the other day, it was a couple days ago, this was the day that George Jetson was born. So I wasn't aware of this. He was born in the year 2022 in August, like August 2nd or something like that in 2022. So I guess he's 40 years old in the Jetsons. So, all right. So, hey, give it a little bit of time. And just probably a few decades, according to the Jetsons, we'll be having flying cars and cities or townhouses, houses on stilts, like way up in the sky, I guess. So give it a little bit of time. These things take time, you know. John says the picture of what the new Predator from the movie Prey looks like, and it does not look anything like the original. Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I've been briefly seeing these trailers for Prey, and it looks like a neat idea, but I don't know anything about it other than that. I've just seen it look like it takes place on Earth, and I don't know, and maybe some old I don't know even how to describe the trailer. It just looks like he's in some area where it's not like a city area at all. It's more of a, I don't know where it takes place. Looks like it could be like, I don't know, Venezuela or something. It looks like it's another country. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's, I don't know. But you tell me. Did anybody see it? Is it any good? I like the original Predator. Uh, I really enjoy that movie. Predator 2, it was anything like Predator versus Alien or whatever they are. I'll sit and watch them, if I get a chance to. But it's nothing I just have to see. But when I am watching them, I think it's entertaining, just like Godzilla versus Kong, or stuff like that. I think they're fun. It's just a matter of me getting a chance to watch them. Renee says new Jordan Peele's sci-fi Nope UFO movie is out. The movie theaters, cineplexes. Oh yeah, that's right. That the movie Nope, that's what it's called, right? Uh, that trailer looked pretty interesting. It's hard to tell what's going on there, but yeah. Now I'd watch that. I don't go to the theaters much anymore. Um, we just went when was it? July? June. The end of June when we went on vacation. That's the first time I'd been to the theater in so long. We just watched, what was it? The Black Mask? Was that what's it? Ava, if you're watching, what was the name of that movie with Ethan Hawke? Um, but we rented it. We rented it. We didn't go to the theater, but it's out of the theater, I guess. But let's see. Bonin says, "Hey Brian, did you get a chance or a break from the Haunted House Project to check out that Tombs of the Blind Dead movie yet?" Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. I forgot the name of it. I started watching like the first few minutes, and then I didn't have time to watch anymore. But what I like the look of it. I like the look of it. So I would like to go back at some point and actually watch that. I think that would be a good one. I did look that up and started watching the first couple minutes. That's all the further I was able to get. Let's see. John says, but in the future, they still haven't finally got a cure for baldness. Yeah, I guess not. Glam says, will do, Bonehead. Douglas says, most of the time, I wait to see it on cable because remakes are bad. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you there. Again, sorry with the yawning. See, that's another reason I just got to take a break from the haunt this year. I think I'm just too wore out, folks. Goodness. But I'm having, I this escape room. I'm so excited about it because it's it's of course got a theme that I love, dealing with zombies. And I'm just thinking, like, why, Brian, why would you work like a maniac to get this other huge project up and running? Focus on this. Focus. If I had somebody helping me, that'd be different. But I just and when I mean by helping, I don't mean just every once in a while someone's help there for a couple hours with me. As much as I appreciate that, that's not what I mean. I mean somebody right there with me. Like when I used to do haunted houses, I had a partner. Like we'd go in. The it was We were meeting there like every day, or if we weren't, that was the exception, not the rule. The rule was we'd show up and we'd work every day, and we're also creatively thinking of the rooms and stuff like together. And right now I don't have that, and I haven't had that since the last couple haunts I've done. I've been there every day working for the most part by myself, and so this is something I am in on my own. Uh, the escape room, it didn't start out that way, but yeah, it just seems like well, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm wearing myself out. So what I'll do, so I can have fun, I want to enjoy this. I want the escape room's up. I'm excited about it. I Chiller Night Theater. Plus, I can construct this thing at my leisure, at my timing, and I'm not rushed to do it and throw something together that I'm not happy with. I would rather take the extra time, and that doesn't even mean I have to wait till Halloween. This could be something to where it's once I'm finished. Who says it only has to be Halloween? Um, so that's something else. I mean, I've got my permanent venue now, so let's see. Bonehead says, "Well, if you like the Tombs one, there are 4 in the Blind Dead series." That's what I remember you saying, and I saw a few of them, I believe, on YouTube. It is it's 8:36. Let me put that schedule up again now. 9 o'clock on Stream TV. And if you're new here and you're wondering how to watch them, it's not going to be here. It's not going to be here. This show will end about a minute or two before 9 o'clock. And how you can watch this, you go to Stream Media. See that in the upper right? Streammedia.tv. Streammedia.tv. And that is how you can watch Chiller Night Theater. So at 9 o'clock, Dimension 13. 10:35, the movie is Robot Monster. 11:50, The Creeping Terror. And 1:25, the movie is The Screaming Skull. Now, one thing that about all those movies, am I right in this? Dementia 13, Robot Monster, The Creeping Terror, The Screaming Skull. Yes, those were all Friday Night Frights. Those were all taped live. Again, with I don't think Jack was hosting any of those ones. Let me see. I remember April. No, Jack hosted the Snow Creature. Okay, this year. But so I guess I'm the host. So you get me. But yeah, those are all from this year, earlier in the year, and they are. I was standing in for the one and only legendary, enigmatic, frightful Jack Shadow. So let's see. Tom says, I'd help you, Brian, but you'd have to move the whole thing to Alabama. Maybe one of these days. Maybe one of these days. I nonetheless appreciate the offer. Renee says, oh, Robot Monster. See? Nothing but the best here at Chiller Night Theater. Yes. All right, so. Oh, hey, this is pretty cool. Tales of the Walking Dead. Now, I still enjoy The Walking Dead, not as much as I did when it first came out. I mean, those first 2-3 seasons were the best, I believe. However, it's just, you know, it's a kind of a thing, you know. With Ava and I, we like to watch The Walking Dead on Sunday night, so that's our thing. And that's coming on this month. On August 14th, Tales of the Walking Dead. Now, what I think is interesting about this, I haven't had a lot of time to read on this, but what I believe this is an anthology series, and it deals with different people at the time. I believe it's at the very beginning of the zombie apocalypse, and they kind of take you back and showing, and I think that would be interesting, because The Walking Dead, now you're what, 11 years into it, 12 years. I think it's kind of like at the same timeline that we would be if, you know, the series started in 2010. You know, I think that they are now 12 years into the zombie apocalypse. They had a couple time jumps there, but I believe that this show goes back to the beginning of the apocalypse. I think so. Okay. If that's not the case, don't get mad at me. But I kind of think that's what's going on here, from what I understand of it. But I'm very curious to watch it. I think I'll enjoy that. And I'm hoping, my fingers are crossed, that my escape room, my zombie escape room, will be open the weekend that this opens up, which is this coming weekend. So, Sporty 2000 says, but you're a great host too. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I wondered, you know, like basically it's just, you're getting this guy here, the same guy who's doing the pre-show. So it's like, and I've done a couple of those where I just simply didn't have the time. I mean, I was literally watching, like I took a few notes from some stuff that I kind of knew, and stuff that I just looked up, but some of those I was watching some of that stuff for this first time, or at least the first time since I was a kid, while we were watching it live, you know. So and I think I would kind of like to do it that way for me, because Jack Shadow's a lot more polished when it comes to, you know, you've got this age-old cryptic horror host who, you know, is a lot more familiar with these movies than, you know, than the common layman, you know. such as myself. So I think it's kind of fun for me to, I could definitely keep the shows going at a much more regular pace, even perhaps even weekly, once I get everything else set up. So I'm glad you enjoy my efforts, my endeavors to keep the show going, and that may be. In fact, I know that's like I want to have live shows from the set. So I just have to figure out if I've got good enough internet once I get the internet set up in the store to be able to do that. So I might just tape them there first, but my objective is, my goal is to have live shows from the studio, the new studio that I will be putting up as soon as Escape Room's done. Um, but I'm kind of looking forward to Halloween now. Before, I got to be honest with you folks. I was just dreading this because, like, like when I'm rushing and I've got 6 weeks to get this haunted house done, or whatever the case may be. I'm just that's not fun for me. That's not a fun thing, especially when I'm by myself. It's not at all something I kind of dread it. I don't look forward to it. I can't have fun with that. And here's another thing. Like I said, I could get that thing constructed. I could get the bones of it put together in that amount of time. I've done that. Although this would be a much larger haunted house. The only thing is that leaves me no time to do anything like promotions, gather actors, put together a little terror team, and to train the actors, because you can't just throw people into a room and say jump out. There is some training that's involved there, and you always want to make sure that they are aware of safety. And I know that sounds simple. That sounds so simple, but sometimes it's not. And I'll tell you why. Because when you're in a little close quarter confined area like that, you got low lighting. Maybe they've got a mask on that's obstructing their vision a little bit, and their hearing as well. And those are things that you wanna talk to them beforehand, and work all those bugs out. And there's also a flow. There's also a flow that you want to maintain, keep going in the haunted house. And there are things that no trip hazards, stuff like that. And you got to watch sometimes, because if the actor doesn't understand that, or even if you've told them, sometimes you go back through and you see that they've added something. Well, I appreciate the creativity, but like that's stuff that, like, hey, that's a trip hazard. You can't have that there, so you got to just kind of keep up on these things. But I think I'll do the haunt later, and just enjoy and have fun this Halloween with Chiller Night Theater and with the zombie outbreak escape room. Let's see. Condi Rogers says, I finally made it. Hello, Brian. Hey, Condi, thanks for joining us. I'm glad that you did finally make it. Let's see. John says, I'm planning to go see Jordan Peele's latest horror movie, Nope. That was mentioned just a little bit ago. It is another great movie directed by Peele with a surprise twist on the threat. Interesting. That one did look pretty cool. The trailer did look pretty neat. Tom says, still got 20 minutes, Bone. Let's not end it early. Oh, because Bone says, can you believe this hour is almost gone already? I know, this is so quick. Renee says, oh, the Screaming Skull. Yes, the Screaming Skull. I think it's a good lineup for tonight. It's a fun lineup. SBC said, would be great to get Chiller Night Theater on TV. Yeah, you know what I'd like to do eventually? This is another idea that, again, like now that I have my own permanent venue and I can take my time. See, before, as crazy as I was setting up, tearing down, setting up, tearing down. And to me, it was a 5-month process. 5 months out of my year. That's almost half a year that went into just doing the haunted house. That's just a haunted house. So for me to set something up in 9, 6 weeks, whatever the case may be, is just it's kind of crazy, you know, and it's something that doesn't bring me pleasure to even think about when I think about all the other stuff that I'm trying to get done here. Um, but on saying that, now that I have a permanent venue, got the escape rooms, I have the Chiller Night Theater. I'm going to have a lot of fun this Halloween. No stress, no pressure, no craziness trying to get this haunted house up and running. It will be there. I mean, I will have one, but just I'm not going to rush it for this year. I'd rather take my time, do a really super good job, and get the right people for the haunted house, because the people are they are so important. Um, without a good group of actors, your haunted house is, in my opinion, like it's going to be boring. It's just going to be boring. It's not going to be. I've gone to some where, well, I don't want to. I don't want. I'll say this, with the right crew. I always tell I tell the crew, I say, I'm the Dr. Frankenstein. I build this. I build the monster. I'm out here building the monster. But you're the lightning. You're the life. You give it that pulse, and that's so true. And I love it on these busy, super busy nights when you don't even get a break for 2.5 hours or whatever. You don't even get a break. It's nonstop groups of people coming through. Man, those nights are so fun. There's such a fun energy. I'm looking forward to that, but probably, I don't think this year. Um, my plate's a little too full. Oh, but what I was going to say is, geez, Brian, you say on TV. What I'd like to do is get my own Chiller Night Roku channel. I would like to do that. I don't know how. I don't understand it. I don't understand how to do that stuff. But maybe one of these days I can sit down and figure that out, or somebody locally can. Maybe at that time when I'm ready to do that, maybe I can put the SOS out there to, anybody who knows how to do that here locally can help me out. I think that'd be fun. I'd like to have my own Chiller Night Roku channel. Sporty says, all us kids in my neighborhood had a haunted house in my grandparents' garage. It was fun. That'd be pretty cool. Tom says, used to be able to watch it through Roku SB, but Stream TV canned it. Yeah. Well, I don't know if they canned it like, like they wanted to necessarily, but yeah, that was pretty cool back when they had the Roku channel. But I'd like to have a Chiller Night Roku channel. And here's the thing. Here's the thing I'd like to do too with the Roku channel. And I don't know if this is possible. I kind of think it is can you do live shows on a Roku channel? If that's the case, I mean, we could do this show from there. We could do, and can you still do it on YouTube and that? So we can chat, because that's the fun part about the pre-show is obviously the interaction. I wouldn't even want to do the pre-show if we weren't doing this all together. To me, that wouldn't be fun to me. But we could do live Chiller Night theaters. I think that would be a lot of fun. Down the road. Renee says they should make a Star Wars versus Star Trek versus Star Wars crossover movie. Yeah, why not anymore? Because the first thing that came up when I thought of that, Renee, was the Marvel's multiverse. Anything. Well, in this universe, they're totally separate. They don't. One exists, the other doesn't. In this universe, you could do that, I guess, if you're just saying, well, this is one of 100 billion parallel universe options, realities. So I don't talk about it much, but I'm actually a huge Star Trek fan. the original series though, with Captain Kirk, Spock, and Scotty. Uh, oh, and my mind just went blank. Nicole Nichols, uh, who played Lieutenant Uhura, just passed away just a few days ago. What, 89, I believe she was 89 years old. Well, that's you know, that was quite a full life. So rest in peace, Lieutenant Uhura. Let's see, Bonin says, I wasn't trying to end it early, Tom. I was just amazed at how quickly it went by. I guess I'm old and I lose track of time as well as me in my mind. Hey, speaking of that, it's 8:52. Okay, so we have about 8 minutes left. But speaking of, you just reminded me of something about, you know, getting older and time passes quicker. Now, this 20 years ago this month, 20 years ago this month is when I became a police officer, and I did that job up until, you know, 2000, the end of 2015, before I started working for the government. But so 20 years ago, 20 years ago, I started that job. I took, you know, took the oath and began my career, you know, and to me, I cannot wrap my mind around the idea that that was 20 years ago, because it certainly doesn't feel that way to me. 20 years ago. I mean, how quickly that 20 years passed. It's not only amazing, but kind of alarming. You know, it's like the time just went too quick. It goes too quick. Blam says, the training would be interesting. It's not a typical gig, and dealing with the public in any situation is tricky enough. Oh, with the haunted house, yeah. Yeah, you really do. You have to train everybody. You really do. I'm big on that too. I won't let somebody work in it unless they they are trained in the room that they're doing, not just showing up with their friend. Hey, can John, you know, here work with me? Well, no, John's not been trained to do anything, and if John hurts somebody or causes an accident or something, this is on me, not on your friend. So, yeah, no. Let's see. Bonin says, if you go to Roku, I'm going to have to figure out what Roku is, how to get one, and how to work the thing. Ah, now that part you could do as far as watching it. Like, I figured, like, I'm not very technically gifted, unfortunately, but I can figure that part out. Get a Roku TV. That's the quickest way to do that. John says, you have been watching Children Night Pre-Show with Bryan Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand reminding you that the Halloween clock is ticking. Can you hear it? Until next Saturday night, stay chilled and keep thrilled. Yes, the Halloween clock. Tom says, it's like an Apple TV box, Bone. Victor says, I'm on Roku now. Bonehead says, Tom, believe it or not, I don't even know what an Apple TV box is. Honestly, Tom, I'm as bright as a burnout light bulb. Bonehead says, Tom, do you get them Rokus at an electronics store? Or Tom says, yeah, or Amazon. All right, well, what we'll do is if and when that time comes, I'm going to say when. I'm going to say when, because that'll be something I will be determined to actually do, is create my own channel. Create my own channel. Of course, I mean, I still, you know, I still will be sending everything to Stream TV. I'll be working with Stream TV. You know, they've given me a platform to have my programming on. I very much appreciate that. And so it'll always continue on Stream TV until they kick me off, you know. But in addition to that, I can do a Chiller Night Roku channel, and I can just simply coordinate the schedule with both of them. So I think that would be really cool to have live shows. I want to have live shows. And if I just got like one other person to sit at the controls, you know, that'd be so neat to do the transitions from, and now back to the movie. And I'm standing here, and I don't actually have to stand and do the fake pause and then reach down and on the mouse and click to start the movie up. I could have somebody off screen doing that for me. I think that would be such a neat thing. And years and years ago, my vision has always been to have live shows like that. So we got another, what, 2 minutes? 1 or 2 minutes. So Sporty says, I got all my Rokus at Walmart. Yeah, I think we did our last one at our last Roku TV. Tom says, okay, Chiller Mob, hope to see you all next week. Yes. Bonin says, don't worry, Tom, I won't ask 20 questions, only 19, LOL. You ask as many as you want. There. I don't know if I can get them all, but I will try. I always try. So let me put the schedule up one more time. In just a few minutes, Dementia 13 at 9 o'clock, and at 10:35, the movie is Robot Monster. 11:50, the movie is The Creeping Terror, and then at 1:25 in the morning, The Screaming Skull. There you have it. There's your Chiller Night Theater lineup on Stream TV. Again, at, oh geez, I didn't even have my, look at that. That's kind of pointless to put them up, I guess. I was rushing to get home and get this streammedia.tv, streammedia.tv. Go there in just a minute or two, a couple minutes, yeah, a couple minutes. And then you can watch, go to select Watch Live, and there you can watch Chiller Night Theater all night long. And again, I do these shows back to back. There might be at the most 4 minutes in between, because I do them in 5-minute increments. If it ends at, you know, something 9:12, you know, which it shouldn't, but, you know, I'll start it at the, you know, the next 5-minute increment. So that's how I do that. So Sheila says, if you have a smart TV, you can download the app. If not, there are different types standalone devices. I have one of the small, I have one the size of a nail buffer. Oh, cool. Glam says, it's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun. Thanks all, and have a fantastic week. Bonin says, thanks again, Chiller Night crew, for an enjoyable time. Tom says, yeah, you went naked tonight. What? Who, Bonehead? Or Sporty says, good night all. All right, thank you, Sporty. 2000. All right, folks. I don't know who went naked tonight. What are you guys doing? What are you doing out there? Lord knows. All right, folks, have a good night. Have a good chiller night, and we'll see you next week.